Oh, great. Sorry, I'm still getting into my seat. Ooh. All right. So, how much of an intro do you want to do here?
I don't think we should even bother with an intro anymore.
Yeah, it's just gonna fall
talk.
apart.
Yeah, just talk.
All right. So 2 weeks ago now, because we already have missed an episode.
Well, hey, to be fair, we were both sick.
Yeah. So, I was fighting off some degree of a throat infection.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry, what did you have?
I still don't know. The doctors haven't gotten back to me yet.
Big AIDS. So,
Yeah.
So we ended off the last episode talking about we were going to come back to talk about the Democratic debate. That was the January debate. And we
Yeah.
were going to talk about our two-headed giant draft of Theros, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was. I feel like we should have done better. But
yeah.
it's like we got good rare cards, but we didn't really have the shaft to keep it together.
Yeah, well, okay, so I was playing like a control deck. You were playing the threats, basically.
Yeah.
And how it happened is neither of us got any of this certain card that lets you counter your opponent's spells. So when we were playing against our first match, and to be fair, those kids had crazy decks.
Yeah, they kind of wiped the floor with us a little bit.
Yeah, one of them had like 3 of that counter spell.
Yeah.
And neither of us got a single copy. So my control deck,
not too
like
good.
It was fine, but when you needed to prevent a threat from even coming out in the first place, it was not good at that.
Well, that and when you have, I mean, we both had a good amount of removal, but when you have 2 people you're trying to do control of, you definitely need some high gear control cards, which we did not really have.
And we didn't really have, we didn't have like a late game ultimatum card either.
Yeah, we also didn't have a lot of like good mid-rangey threats. We had a couple good bombs, and then other than that, it was just like general kind of garbage. So especially when we're facing 2 people at once.
Not very well balanced.
Yeah, it's just like our stuff could easily get removed, and we didn't have enough stuff to keep it together.
Yeah, so we played 3 games. The first game we lost. The second game we stomped. That was after Dave fixed his deck because he ran out of time.
Yeah.
When he was making his deck initially.
I didn't realize
the
time was running out. So
it went by really fast. It was 45 minutes and it went by super fast.
Well, it's like you have so much shit to sort through when you're doing a 2-headed giant full
12 packs.
Yeah, like it's a lot of stuff to try to figure out.
Yeah, and then our third game was a draw. It went to time, unfortunately. We would have had them if it had gone a little bit faster, but
yeah, I feel like that everybody's playing pretty slow there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 2v2. Yeah. You go a little bit slower.
Yeah,
there's a lot more to think about.
I didn't go very slow because I didn't have anything to do. I think that last game wasn't I like drawing nothing but land or something like that.
Yeah, you weren't drawn that well.
Yeah.
I definitely carried that last game.
Well, that both times I played my commander, they just immediately got removed.
Your commander?
Not my commander. Basically my commander. My
big threat.
My planeswalker. No, he's a god.
No, he's not. He was a god.
I was playing a god. Yeah. Forgot about this.
Yeah.
This is 2 weeks ago, Henry. I can't remember this far back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the other thing we want to talk about, Dem debate. That was as I kind of mentioned. I don't know what I cut out of the episode, so hopefully I had what I'm talking about in it. But
it was a shit show.
Yeah, it was a pretty big shit show. Warren is
very disappointing.
Very
disappointing.
Yeah, it was like for months everybody was kind of talking about how it's like a progressive coalition or something of that sort, or it's like we gotta stick together and not have any infighting between us. And so generally, every time somebody tried calling out her on like her record on multiple things, it'd be like, oh, we shouldn't be infighting because they're both progressive or whatever.
Yeah.
And anyway, so a couple days before the debate, which is like right when she dropped heavily in the polls and right when Bernie started hitting the number one in polls.
This makes me laugh.
She
just lets loose with the Bernie told me that a woman couldn't be president,
which nobody believes because you'd have to be a madman to believe that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so funny,
and it was like so depressing. It was sad because because
it did hurt to watch.
Yeah, Bernie looks so sad. He looked really genuinely disappointed.
Yeah.
But also it's like, you have this person that's gathering support, had a lot of donations from primarily Bernie supporters. Like there was a lot of people that had her as their secondary. And then, she tries throwing him under the bus for political gain. She's losing the polls. She's not in position to win the presidency. So, it's clear that she's like trying to get a vice presidency under Biden. Very, very obvious. But anyway, it was kind of funny because, in her attempt to, beat
she ruined
Sanders.
herself.
Yeah, she ruined herself. I do not think she will win another congressional run. But more so is she managed to, in my opinion, really ignite the flame kind of in Bernie's campaign a little bit. Like she really accidentally got the left to unite somewhat, like the actual left. Not just like people that are progressive for political gain, like a lot of people are. But I did want to move on to just kind of I don't know if we want to talk about this later or right now. Maybe we can have some fluff in between or something. Here's an idea, unrelated, non-political. So I was thinking of doing the idea. I'm not actually suggesting we do this, but the idea of doing like a podcast weekly or whatever, but doing it more like a radio show. But not
like taking callers.
No. When I say radio show, I mean like old-timey stories.
Oh, like a radio drama.
Yeah, like a radio drama. Where it's like we're doing like sound effects and stuff, and there's like like an ensemble cast.
Ensemble cast.
Like, you got a bunch of people do voices. I think that's a funny idea for a podcast.
All right, so we do a radio drama, and we call it Australian Seinfeld.
I don't even know what that'd be. What just the exact idea of what we were doing anyway, but just it's a radio show now.
Yeah, and we have a dedicated guy doing sound effects.
I don't know who'd get to do that, but it sounds like a good time. I was thinking more like medieval adventures or whatever sci-fi stories.
I could get down with that.
I'm talking like a full on like very serious or respectable thing. I don't know how many people.
Well,
I don't know respectable. Yeah. Well, it's like there's like the D&D kind of like playthroughs.
Do you and I go hand in hand with respectable, Dave?
I mean, I wouldn't say so necessarily. It depends on how you judge people.
Yeah. I could get down with that because there's like D&D podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, I figure that's much of the same thing.
In a very similar vein. You're just like telling a story.
Yeah, you just cut out the middleman or role play. You just keep the voices, you keep the fun plots. You just cut out the script, thinking about it.
Yeah, and then you have one man doing every sound effect.
Ooh, one man doing every voice and every sound effect.
So, yeah, it's like entirely straight edge, other than that fact.
Oh. I was suggesting that we just do Fernando's podcast. One man doing all the voices and sound effects.
Yeah.
What a good time.
Man, what a legend. What a legend.
We're talking about Sexual Lobster, or as he's now known, Greasy Tales. He at one point did a podcast that was him doing multiple characters that are all voiced by him. And they're like 30 minutes each, and they were really good, but it was just one man
hilarious.
doing
they were scripted, correct?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, they would have to be.
It'd be impossible to not script that. He's just like switching voices on the fly.
But yeah, I highly recommend you watch those and also subscribe and support Greasy Tales on YouTube. Lord knows the man deserves it.
He's my favorite animator easily. I don't watch a lot of animators though. So
I did have something I wanted to talk about that pertained to him. I was thinking about it last night. His brand of comedy, it's like, you know how there's like gross out comedy, right?
yeah, you get like the Filthy Franks.
Yeah, his comedy is like a step beyond that most of the time. Obviously, he'll do some like gross out stuff. But often just the like insinuation of something being disgusting in his work is like all it takes for it to be funny. Because most of the time they don't even do it. Like, for instance, in the Sweet Sweet Goo, when the woman's talking about Tony's Misty Mandan, there's no like footage or anything of Tony's Misty Mandan. You just have to think about it. And then she mentions Gooseman wearing a squirrel costume and a scuba mask. And suddenly it takes like, a whole nother level, and it's hilarious.
I would say one of the things I really like about Sexual Lobster is that he approaches it straight almost. Like
yeah, he does.
Like
he really does.
Like there's no weird, typically strange things happen throughout the series, but I would say that's just like a plot point and not say the point or even the joke in a lot of cases.
Yeah, it's really not.
It's like
like how often does Fernando being a man whore come into play? Very, very, very rarely. Very rarely. And that's what I mean by like it's a step beyond, where it doesn't need to dwell on the fact that the dude is a man whore to be funny.
It's kind of like how JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is just bizarre throughout. Like it takes you into like a different level of thinking where it's like it's JoJo reality. It doesn't quite make sense in the way real world does. Mm-hmm. And I'd say Sexual Lobster is the same thing. It's like the rules that pertain to these characters and the reality they exist in is just completely different than the one we do, but it's taken entirely straight. You got any good topics here?
I did want to talk about, since we've been talking about like board games a little bit recently, and we had so much fun with like Tokaido and stuff.
Yeah. Gosh, I can't wait to play those add-ons I got for Tokaido.
Yeah. I just wanted to talk about like we didn't talk about board games last time, did we?
We didn't talk about board games. We talked a little bit about MTG, and that was about the extent of it. But but Tokaido's in the picture of the first episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that. I wanted to talk about...
I want to talk about that, too. I want to talk about just the video editing process later. Because it was a hoot. Because I assume that's what you're about to launch into, kind of, right?
What?
Oh, just like that.
Everything in the background?
Yeah.
No, I was just going to talk about how thankful I am that board games still exist.
Oh, my gosh. I feel like they're in such a renaissance, too.
They really are. It's crazy.
It's like you look back at the old classics, Monopoly, Life.
Sorry,
yeah. Risk. It's all just looks like garbage. Aesthetically, it plays like hot piss. And,
they're all just like way too simple.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite part about any game, can you hear the cat meowing?
I did hear a cat meowing.
Okay.
We'll keep that in.
Let me get Mango out of here. 1 second. Go wait.
I personally am a fan of the mango. Jazz interlude. So
anyways,
the board games, yeah.
Yeah, they're having a renaissance, etc. And we were talking about like how awful old board games are.
Yeah, yeah.
And so what I launched into is um what I like in board games is the competition and your ability as a player to make smart decisions to beat your opponents, obviously.
Yeah.
And a lot of those old board games, there's none of that. There's actually just none of that.
Well, that's why you get so bored when you play them.
Haha. And now we go into a Board James retrospective where we talk about this series of board games. No.
When are they making
We'll
the
save
Board
that for another
James
day.
board game?
Ooh. That would be insane.
Oh, and it's only a couple years late.
Yeah. Anyways, take like Monopoly for example, because nobody likes Monopoly anymore.
Yeah.
In the public eye, unless you're a boomer, everybody hates Monopoly
Yeah.
because the game's entirely random. There's no the correct way to play Monopoly is to never trade anything.
I feel like there are people that know how to play Monopoly, but the thing is if you know how to play Monopoly, it ruins the game, just like real life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It parallels the real world. If you know how
The way you win is you just hold on to property that your opponent has, and they hold on to yours that you have. The problem with it is the game can't really end unless somebody has like a full stack. They get hotels.
Yeah.
That's the only way that the game can end.
Yeah.
So you just don't let anybody do that. And there's no way that somebody's going to land on, this space and this space and this space all by themselves.
Yeah, it's literally how do you bankrupt your friends in a game,
Yeah.
which is compelling, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Maybe the collapse of Monopoly is directly tied to the increasing popularity of socialism in the current world.
I don't think that's true. I just think people like to have fun.
Yeah, that's probably more realistic.
And like you have to make a board game compelling to play, right? Because video games exist, and oftentimes there's a whole lot more you can do in them.
Me and my family has been playing a lot of Jackbox, as we have done many a time. And they're like kind of doing a screen share just like we did at certain points.
Yeah.
Because then they're like playing with my other family and whatnot.
Yep.
And anyway, at one point we had like a guest over or something, and they're like, "Hey, we can play this board game we have." It's it's one of those social types of board games where you're trying to make each other laugh. It's a
Yeah.
Balderdash or one of those where it's like,
Ooh.
so we started playing it, and whatever it was, is we realized very quickly it is just a much worse version
Quiplash.
of Quiplash or Fibbage or one of the main games on Jackbox.
Yep. Yeah.
And so like we after like
Hey,
two rounds we were like, we should just not play this.
Yeah, let's just go play Quiplash.
Which I guess really that pretty directly ties into your idea of like, you got to make it good because there's video games you can play instead.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely feel like when I'm looking at board games, I want to find things that are interesting. Like strange or it's like it's such a different medium for
It is, yeah. And then some of the appeal is obviously the physicality of it. Like I'm not going to say, hey, the virtual world is always better, because it's not.
Well, yeah, being able to sit around a table all together. The comparison I would make is, do you remember Halo 3?
Ah, yes.
Do you remember Halo 3 LAN parties?
Ah, yes.
See, when everybody started playing games online, they lost some of the value there from the early days, where it was like your friends, you're sitting around. I feel like a boomer right now, but you're sitting around a screen and you're all playing together.
Yeah.
And, the more and more I feel like we started playing online is like, okay, you no longer even have games that support multiplayer. Oh, I just hit my mic.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have games that support multiplayer. Everybody has to have their own console.
Yeah.
It's like it just further kind of
It like
stratified.
raises
I
the
don't know.
bar and raises the bar, right?
Yeah, it's like
All your friends have to buy this like $40 game to play with each other.
but then also you got to have like consoles, and so it's like unless you already play, you're not going to start playing.
Yeah.
Unlike back in the day where it's like, hey, you're playing fucking Mario Kart. Well, technically Mario Kart still works for this, but it's like, shit, you're playing Mario Kart. Let me in. You grab a controller, bada bing, bada boom, you're in it.
Mm-hmm.
Or nowadays it's like, well, you got to buy the fucking Mario Kart Big Dick DLC and.
Hey, sorry, buddy. I know you like DK, but
But anyway, yeah. So I don't know how we got onto this topic.
what do you mean? We were talking about
Board
and then
games.
we were
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about what? How did you forget that so quickly?
Oh, you know how it is, Henry. Salt in the brain.
Salt in the brain.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do eat like way too much salt.
I ingest a healthy dosage.
You gotta stop that, man.
I don't do as much as I used to. I used to
Okay.
absolutely smother in salt.
Yeah, that was a big problem.
Well, just like I don't know. I feel like McDonald's fries just don't have enough salt on them. Not enough sodium there.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Half of America would disagree with you.
I don't know, Henry. I feel like some Americans probably would, a healthy size would be like, yeah, no, it's not salty enough.
Mm. I think you're an outlier. But anyways,
So video editing.
Yes.
I have a kind of a multi-prong approach to this topic. So,
all right, hit me up with
the
it.
first part is because I added visuals later, obviously
Yeah.
the basic image, but I started off having to edit like 2 hours of our voices down to an hour.
Yeah.
So I listened to myself speak a lot,
Yeah.
and oh boyo, I just do I hate the way I talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it should not be that hard to just completely adjust the way I speak. Because I
Mhm.
used to do it on accident sometimes. Like a couple times in high school, I would like start using an accent as a joke. And I kept doing it as a joke until the point where I kept accidentally using that accent.
And here's the tangent where we talk about how whenever you would do a voice in D&D, it would slowly morph into you doing a Christopher Walken impersonation.
Oh, Christopher Walken, how I miss doing your voice.
So really, you should just bring that back and talk like Christopher Walken all the time. Don't pull it out.
I was about to pull it out, but I honestly forgot what he sounds like at this point. I used to do it on accident. Now I can't even do it on purpose. we don't play
maybe
D&D
it'll
enough.
slip through on accident again.
Ooh, it could. Yeah, I just start speaking like mid-sentence, like so. I don't remember.
Your father
This
gave me this watch.
this watch.
It's terrible now.
Yeah, I really lost it. But anyway, it happened a couple times in high school doing like kind of weird voices. It happened a couple months ago. Like, I kept talking, Scandinavian-y. I had that Swedish accent going, and I just kept accidentally doing it. And I think I was bugging the girl I was dating at the time. I don't think she enjoyed it. And it was talking. Oh yeah, so I feel like I should be able to. With some effort,
change your voice.
Yeah, just like I don't know, fucking deepen it or get it less slobbery or something, because it just sounds like I'm talking through a wet paper bag. It is not good.
I've always described it as like you just have slimy marbles in your throat.
Yeah, which I totally get. I think part of the problem is my lower teeth kind of are a little too far back. Like I have an overbite, and I feel like that kind of cramps my tongue up in the back of my mouth. Maybe, I don't know.
Huh.
I'm not sure, but I feel like I can speak differently. I just have to get used to it and do it consistently enough where I forget how to talk any other way.
Sounds a little challenging.
Nah, it should be easy. People do it all the time. You just gotta commit.
Uh,
I've considered doing like a voice, lesson or something. I feel like that's more for singing, but I considered it.
it definitely exists, I would say.
Yeah.
How about you, loyal viewers? Leave it in the comments below, whether you like Dave's voice or not.
Oh, hey, it's me, Dave. What if I started doing the donkey, hey, it's me voice just constantly?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Like, would that be good to do an entire podcast with someone talking like that? So yeah, I was watching the new Tarzan movie, and
No. That would be insufferable.
I definitely feel like I want to deepen it. Like I want to go for more of like a Alexander the Conqueror kind of, from Fate Zero kind of voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
like a, I don't know. I enjoy that kind of character, so I feel like that's the voice I want.
Just complete your transition into Kazuhira Miller.
They played this like a fiddle. I don't know. I don't know how he talks. I'll have to look into that, Henry. I'll just slowly try to transform into Kazuhira. Perfect.
Do it right before my eyes, but don't tell me anything.
Like mid-sentence, I just, you turn around and I'm wearing aviators and I like lost a leg and I just fully commit.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to get cosplay stuff ready. I feel like that's something I need to like keep in mind.
Oh yeah, we could talk about SakuraCon.
Oh yeah. I mean, we go to SakuraCon. We have the last 4 years now since 2016.
Yeah, I missed 1 year.
Oh yeah, you missed one because you're in Utah. I missed one Saturday. Does that count?
Okay. No.
Anyway,
You were there.
Yeah, I was there in spirit at least.
Yeah, what are your cosplaying as Miller and
Yeah, I mean I could do Miller. I could do
Ocelot.
I could do Ocelot. My hair could work for either of them.
Specifically Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Miller and Ocelot.
No, old Ocelot. Isn't that the one that fist?
That would be great.
Wasn't that the one that fist fights?
Yeah, fist fights Old Snake on top of the tanker.
How about that? That's what we'll do. You can be Snake, and I'll be Ocelot.
I don't look that old.
And we both get old man makeup, and we just fist fight.
Oh, that sounds like hell. I don't want to do that.
Do you have any cosplays planned?
Yeah, I wanted to do Lobelia from Grand Blue Fantasy because it would be very easy for me to pull off. And if I'm being real with you, that character is the entire reason I decided to get my ears pierced because I thought he looked cool.
That makes sense.
But really, he just wears like a black robe with some special trim on it, and he has earrings. That's literally it. So it'd be easy.
Yeah. I know, so I originally wanted to get my ears pierced last year because I bought Rohan earrings.
Yeah.
That are like Rohan's like a writer in JoJo's, so it's like a little quill pen tip or whatever. And anyway, so I got those earrings, but then I realized that you have to wait a couple months after getting your ears pierced before you can wear other jewelry. So I put
especially hanging earrings.
Yeah. So I put it off, and then I finally 2 weekends ago got my ears pierced. So
pulled the trigger.
Yeah, but
now you look cute.
Thanks. I own some other earrings as well, some cool feathers. So I would like to wear those because I feel like I'll look cool.
Yeah, I just ordered some. I ordered some Sailor Neptune earrings.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they'll look sick. Don't make fun
No,
of me.
I won't make fun of you, dude. Hey, look. I do some weird shit. You can do some crazy shit. We'll live it up together.
Yeah, I'll look cute. And I don't actually have any hanging earrings yet, and they're hanging, so
we can share, Henry.
We can share.
Yeah.
I don't want to share.
Yeah, we'll have a community earring pile.
Ew. That sounds disgusting.
Unwashed.
Yeah.
Man, have you ever?
They get nasty.
Have you ever dated anybody with gauges or anything like that?
No.
Okay, because I had a thing with a girl with gauges at one point. She used to tell me about her ear cheese. I'm like, oh, geez, that sounds gross. I feel like I've heard the same thing about, in other places where it's just like gunk just catches. And
Dave, stop.
yeah, I think we should be good. We have little piercings. Neither of us have gauges, so I think we're safe.
I mean, a little stuff like gets caught on them when you take them out, but
Oh yeah, no, I bet.
you can just wipe it off. Like it's not a huge deal.
How long?
It's grosser like after you initially get them pierced, but
Yeah. How long have you had your ears pierced now? It's a couple months, right?
since October. Yeah.
Okay, that's longer than I thought. That's what 3-4 months.
Yeah, like 4 months now.
Nice. I'm following in
Doesn't
your.
feel that long.
Yeah, I feel like it was like December or something, but
Nope.
time flies when you're living it up.
Mm-hmm. Definitely does.
I don't remember what we were talking about before this, Henry. I never do.
Yeah, I know. You have like a really tiny.
I do. You gotta keep us on track here. My short term memory really forgets topics because we're
Maybe you should like take notes.
just like constantly keep track of what we're actively talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I
don't remember either for
cosplay.
once.
We're talking about cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Do you have any other cosplay plans?
I'm
Or is it
really
just-
considering just doing a quick Gooseman.
Ooh, that would be sweet.
I think if Alex ends up going again, I definitely want him to Fernando it. Like, as much as he's a perfect Gooseman, he also has like the dark hair and like olive complexion for Fernando.
Don't forget the chest hair.
Ooh, oh baby, the chest hair. Anyway, so I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That would be sweet. Yeah,
I-
I could even go as who could I go as? Uncle Warren.
Mandy, Uncle Warren.
I don't want to be Manny. He has like
No,
giant orange hair.
Great Destiny Man.
Maybe
That's a little. I don't know.
you gotta go bald for that.
Yeah, you got.
Lord knows I'm going bald though.
I don't know what other good characters there'd be for you.
Randy seems a little saccharine.
Uncle Warren could be good. You could do what was like Fernando's adversary in that arc? That like one, basically a pillar man.
Oh, I don't remember. He's only ever in that one.
Yeah, he's also like just another shirtless man. So
Yeah. They all blend together after a while, other
Yeah.
than Fernando. Oh, I know. I'll be Hernando. No, wait. I'll be Putty.
which one's Putty?
Putty.
Oh, Clown
Putty's
College.
the one in-
yeah.
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 We went to clown college together. I mean, hi, I'm Steve. This whole podcast is just ending up to be one big plug for Sexual Lobster.
Yeah, that's fine. We can call it something. We'll come up with a good name for it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Squid hunting.
I don't know. Well, we gotta hit that gem first. We're only 45 minutes in. We got more time.
We do have to hit the gem. Australian Kramer was the gem.
Yeah. If I could have pulled off the Christopher Walken, it could have been a gem. But I just can't do it.
Yeah. You're really slacking.
Oh, hey, it's me, Christopher Walken. Spaghetti and meatballs.
All right, you got me there, buddy.
Hey, it's me, Christopher Walken. The perfect title.
I'm crying now.
Okay, so we did want to loop back around to politics. Do you want to do that? I kind of want to, just because we're about to pop into Iowa, the Iowa vote here for the Democratic primary. So I kind of.
Well, what were you gonna?
Oh, I was gonna
mention?
talk about the podcast image first. That's our topic.
Yeah.
That's our topic for right now. The podcast editing. So yeah. Anyway, hate my voice. But I did that, and I went to record the scene. So for lighting, because I don't have any professional lighting equipment, I had the lamp that's in it, and then I had like a hallway light on, I think, and I also had the TV directly like 4 feet to the right of where the image was. I had that turned on, and it was playing something, and so
Okay.
my plan is I would videotape it, and between like the couple different reflective surfaces, you would see the light reflecting. And so it wouldn't be a still image. It would be a video that has nothing happening in it, but slight changes.
Yeah.
The problem was I couldn't find my tripod.
Oh, okay.
So I tried recording the video by holding the camera while I did it, which did
Dave.
not work.
Were you high when you did that?
Not on the record, but yeah, so that didn't work. I took photos and everything now, and so I used that. So I need to figure out where my tripod went, because I pulled it out of my car when I got my new car, and I don't know where it went to. But anyway, I kind of have an idea for the next one. I picked up my resources. I got everything necessary to make this episode's photo. I just if I want to do it video style, I just gotta like find a tripod. But anyway, yeah, I kind of was like trying to figure out exactly how to like what to put into it. Originally, it was like a straight on shot of like what it was, and it didn't really have anything extra in it. It's just like milk and light. But I was like, okay,
toss some personality.
Yeah, I'll
in
throw
there.
some kind of things that kind of represent us. So there's like
You got Tokaido. I couldn't tell what the book was. What was the book?
that was writing and world building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't recognize it.
I had other options, but that was what it was actually. That's what I was reading at the moment. So.
Should have tossed the Communist Manifesto on
That
there.
was original. There's probably existing photos that have the.
I knew it.
Yeah. It was definitely like stacked, like underneath it. I want to say, and I had it like upside down, so you could like kind of tell what it was if you knew what you were looking at. But I said
now you just need like a Reagan and Bush 84 poster in the back.
Well, that's gonna be in the background of this next one.
Okay, perfect.
Anyway, yeah. So hopefully I would like to eventually have more visual element. Even if it's just
as would I.
Even if it's just like pulling up things that are like irrelevant to what we're talking about at the moment, like just whatever photos.
Hey Dave, slap up a picture of Gooseman, would you?
Okay, one Gooseman incoming. Beep boop. So here's Gooseman.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep. So I want to have a little bit more something of that going eventually. I want to get more of a hang on the program I'm using to do video editing. I don't know if I like it. I liked it a lot for the audio editing portion, but I feel like I'm not going to like it for doing visuals, which of course makes it basically useless for me. So I might keep fucking around with other things. So eventually there'll be a better visual element, but it kind of just relies on me knowing what I'm doing.
What do you think is like the best thing to eat before a riot?
Udon? I don't know.
Riot juice?
Riot?
Come on. Riot juice.
Hulk juice? You gotta mix all the flavors at McDonald's.
Ooh, bring Hulk hands to a riot.
But you gotta get like a spike barbed wires on them.
Dude, that would be so sick.
You
were like the one guy at the riot who brought Hulk hands.
But you leave it on so it has like the sound effect still.
Yeah. Hulk smash as you're like punching riot shields. That'd be so sick.
What's the best food to eat before a riot, Henry? What does that even mean? I don't know.
I don't know. It was a meme question.
Probably soup or something. I don't know. Fig Newtons?
Oh, get out of here. Those are disgusting.
They are pretty gross.
Do you want something with nutrition, Dave? Like you're going to work out, you load up on the creatine,
Mountain Dew
load
voltage.
up on the protein. You chug that Mountain Dew voltage. You want a couple of those. You bring a Red Bull in the backpack for when you get a little thirsty.
What's that flavor of like Rockstar or Monster or whatever that Ted Cruz drank?
Oh, the white monster.
Yeah, the white monster. You got some of that going.
Yeah, the Boomer monster. Yeah. Actually, do you really want Boomer energy when you're riding?
Probably not.
Yeah. So probably avoid the white monster, all of you boomers out there.
Yeah.
If you want to come riot with the boys. No white monster.
You got to switch to Nos.
Yeah.
Or as I call it, my son. I keep making that joke to people at work because I do it with a visual element because the NOS can, when you
Yeah,
flip it upside down, it says sun. So I make that joke to people
Okay, I was gonna say that joke makes no sense, and I did not laugh.
oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot better in person. You wouldn't understand. But I may.
Please understand.
Oh, hey, it's me, Christopher Walken. I got my whole cans and I'm ready to riot. Get me some of that NOS to drink, please.
All right, I think we found the title for our video.
That's like the only joke the whole episode.
Hulk-handed Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken finds his Hulk hands.
I'm crying again.
I really do feel like that's gonna be the one accent I fall into doing a lot on the show. It's just the donkey voice, because it's like the one voice I can reliably do.
Yeah.
Mainly because you can kick it off the exact same way every time. So you always have like that jump into the voice, you know?
Yeah.
Like Christopher Walken always has like the watch quote or whatever, and you got to have something that kickstarts you into the voice.
All right, Jerry.
All right,
Joe. Up to the right. I brought my Hulk hands here. Did you bring the barbed wire? The barbed wire? What are you talking about? I told you to bring the barbed wire, Jerry. Don't you remember yesterday at the apartment? You told me to bring Udon, instant Udon.
Oh.
You didn't tell me about no barbed wire.
Oh, hey, do you guys want some Fig Newtons? I got some here for you.
Oh, get out of here, George. We know you're not a true Bernie stan.
Vote Kamala, hey.
Nobody else is gonna laugh.
No, not at all. I feel like if we just like continue to do like out of the public understanding like weird fucking dialogue like this, eventually it'll just become our dialogue.
I mean, it is.
What is our?
I just don't know it yet.
Well, I was just thinking about it, and it's like, you know, like when you listen to podcasts, they always have different tones.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have to have a strange tone because we're inherently weird. You listen to like a very clean cut podcast, and it's like, hey, welcome to the eating
Dave,
ass podcast.
Did you like pitch your voice down?
When I did that?
Did you pitch your voice down?
What do you mean?
You sound like you're possessed by a demon.
What are you talking about? I sat up straight. That might be helping me here. I got the excellent posture.
What the heck is going on? It actually sounds like you pitched your voice
like
down.
How much?
Like very noticeably.
What about now?
Like, you know,
is it normal now?
Not really.
What about
now? Say some more.
Oh, hey, it's me.
No, it still sounds like it. It sounds like you're Dark Master from the Xbox Live.
Dark Master.
Really, it does. What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, your voice is definitely
I have
messed
not
up.
touched my microphone. I haven't done anything. I'm sitting here. Hopefully.
What the heck?
Maybe while moving it, I turned some of the knobs. Tell me if this changes anything. Anything? What about this? Anything? No.
Not really.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I sat up. Maybe it's hitting the voice box at a different angle. I don't know. I don't know how different it sounds. I'm talking normally.
It sounds so weird.
Or keep it going. If it sounds fucked up, we'll just see how it turns out. I want to hear what it sounds like now.
Okay.
What was I saying? Oh, podcast. It's very much like, hey, everybody, welcome to the Eating Ass podcast. Today on the episode, we're, hey, Bob, how was your weekend? Hell, it was great. It's like, it's very like a...
I ate some ass. How was your weekend? Oh, I ate some ass.
Oh, another dry weekend. You know how it is, Bob.
Not another dry weekend. Oh, no.
The ass was chapped, baby.
Oh, God. This podcast got 3,000 times funnier because your voice is pitched down.
I don't know why you do like that. I want to hear what I sound like. Anyway, so I feel like we have to have like we have a strange voice. As Dalt said the other day in the group chat, it was like, it just sounds like exactly how our group talks.
Yeah, when we were talking about the mouthfeel of
Yeah,
water.
or just in general, I feel like the entire thing was like a line of oddly connected topics
Yeah, yeah.
that just sounded like nothing. I feel like today's episode maybe it'll sound more like um what we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
or we weren't just like spouting random garbage.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't help that the last episode was so cut up though,
Yeah.
because that thing was cut to fucking bits.
Yeah, it was definitely
Like a lot of the segments stayed like one piece. The thing that changed the most is that it didn't have a lot of the build up to what we were talking about. Because
yeah.
that part was always boring. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I'll cut out me not knowing what I'm saying for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I'll cut up Henry agreeing with me for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I do. I only cut out you saying yeah, and then I leave as a monologue, just the audience participation.
Oh god, my mouth hurts from smiling too much, Dave. This is so weird.
My ears hurt from
I
wearing headphones with newly pierced ears.
Yeah, that does
A
suck.
classic.
Been there.
Hey, it's me, spaghetti and meatballs, baby.
Oh my god, you sound like you're from hell.
That time I did try to like change it up a bit.
Oh, hey Jerry, it's me, spaghetti and meatballs. But seriously, did you like hit the dab pen or something?
No, I didn't do anything. I did not dab a single pen. I literally I really wonder if I hit something on my mic. I mean I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it.
Oh, let me just adjust my mic back to where it was. Yeah, I don't know. I sat up straighter. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the episode, I feel like the audio might be a little fucked because I feel like I was looking down a lot when I spoke and my mic was above my like where I was.
It's probably no problem.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a big deal. Yeah.
Dave, what's the Taco Bell go-to?
Well, I've always been a fan of the basic burritos, tacos, the crunchies, But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like recently, I feel like they have like a double decker something or another. I don't know, Henry.
The cheesy gordita
Cheesy
crunch.
gordita crunch. What about you? Just you came up with a topic. You figured out.
I asked you, but my personal favorite, and this might be going against popular opinion, I actually really like the beefy Fritos burrito because it's super cheap. And there's Fritos in it.
I've eaten a lot. Kind of like the Dorditos Locos tacos. It's like they cost $1 and they're basically just slightly different tacos. So,
But they're better.
but they have a slight difference to them. So
They got the edge to them.
yeah, it's just
And I just like the crunch plus the nice taco beef,
Henry. I feel like the Doritos Locos tacos is the white rock star of our generation, or white monster or whatever.
I'm going to disagree. For a while, I would say that the white monster of our generation was like a Red Bull Spritzer.
Oh my
But
god,
I don't.
that's not a thing down here. I don't think though.
Yeah, it's not. I know.
It's
So I don't know what it is.
what a weird cultural
Yeah.
difference between living in Alaska and living down south. What the hell's a Red Bull Spritzer?
Yeah. What even is it? I don't think I ever even
I
had
feel like
one.
it was like Club Soda and Rockstar, or it was. I don't know what it was. Maybe we should ask some people we like went to high school with or something, because I have no idea what they are.
Hello, we'd like to have you on the podcast. You drink Red Bull Spritzers, right?
Oh, hey, it's me. A girl you went to high school with. They make it out of spaghetti and meatballs.
God, everything is just funnier with your demon voice. Was this what you were trying to do when you wanted to
No,
like, do
I
your voice?
didn't do anything. I mean, like I'm doing slight voices to do the voices, but I'm not doing anything else differently.
I wonder. Okay,
It's probably
I might end up looking like a crazy person if it's only like on
the,
Discord that
the
this is
audio is
happening.
perfect. It's just nothing wrong
Yeah,
with it, and you're just like, man, you sound like a demon.
but yeah, you actually just sound like Dark Master from the Xbox Live old ads.
I'm.
It's very hard to keep a straight face.
It's like a quote from that commercial. It's like, so they can see me,
Uh,
or isn't it like something like that?
no, a good one is. No, I don't know much about all that, but as long as you can fit into that chicken suit, the job's yours.
Oh my gosh.
Or what's another good one? Uh, oh man, I don't know. Those vids are gold though. They're actually gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, old video game commercials are wild.
Yeah, much more unique than modern day.
Yeah. I don't know. It just like maybe I don't see commercials anymore in general. Maybe that's a problem. But I feel like video games have lost their luster recently. Like as far as
Like commercial wise.
yeah. I mean, maybe that's fine, just because maybe it's like returning more to maybe what they should be, which is good.
Yeah.
I think maybe it has to just coincide with kind of like the death of the AAA game, considering that they're less and less of a thing nowadays.
That I would say that, and the fact that like they're not marketed towards kids so much anymore is probably a huge deal.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. Weird.
Cause you get a funny ad back in the day as a kid, and you're like, ha 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 ha, that game looked funny.
Hee hee. Yeah. Now you just got to make a couple TikTok videos, and then you get all the youth. Now that was
I was not looking forward to talking about TikTok on this podcast.
we can outlaw it. I don't know anything about TikTok. I just know people make videos, and I think I've seen a couple on Twitter.
It's like
Isn't it just
disgusting
Vine 2 or something,
Vine.
kind of?
No, Vine 2 is a real thing that exists now.
Oh.
But I was gonna say it's like Vine, except it started as like you would make your own like mini music video, basically.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause that was the lip.
That was like the whole point
It was
of it.
like lip syncing, right?
Well, yeah, that's what people ended up doing,
Mhm.
but it was supposed to be like, oh, you make your own little music video, and then it just kind of became Vine 2. But now Vine 2 apparently like exists. So
weird. I feel like I remember hearing there was gonna be a Vine 2, but I didn't use Vine 1, so what's the point?
yeah,
But I feel like
I'll never understand Vine or TikTok. I don't know.
yeah.
And like even though Vine was it was like a big part of my generation. It's like
Well, I feel like for me, I would rather have a lot of different types of media on like one thing than have like
Yeah.
an entire social media app that is like people lip singing.
yeah.
Like Joshua.
That's why Twitter is so
Yeah,
nice, right?
Yeah, that's why I like Twitter, and it's like Joshua Collins, who's running for like Washington 08 or 09 for House of Representatives. He makes TikToks, so I'll see some of his TikToks. And that's kind of like
Weird.
the extent of he's like the youngest person running for House of Representatives, and he's using social media, and it's working for him. I think he's probably going to win the district, but anyway, yeah, he makes TikToks, and so I've seen some from that, and I've seen some probably from like Cody and Noel videos, but I see it in other places. I don't. What the hell am I gonna do with like that in bulk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree with you about like not wanting like a specific app for a specific kind of media.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we kind of already do it somewhat with like YouTube, but I mean, even that has like a lot wider of a
Well,
range of what exists on it.
yeah. Well, like a video is like uh, you can do a number of different things with that format because it can be like a 7-second clip or it can be like a 3-hour discussion on the legacy that Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion left, you know.
Yeah. So you do any fishing recently?
All right, I think we're about ready to wrap it up.
I ran out of topics that I have on the top of my brain. I think I have other ones probably, but I can't remember them. Oh, Eric Andre. He's been um canvassing for Bernie.
That's epic.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like just like him doing like phone banking. Like what?
Really?
Yeah. It's just like man, what
That
a hoot.
I would expect him to like, well, maybe not actually, because if he went door to door, people might be like, "You're joking,
Well,
right? Like, is this a bit?"
well,
like,
that and like some people would recognize him and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like,
yeah,
phone banking, you can be anybody, even Eric Andre.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But that's cool. That's actually, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Don't want to say I like wouldn't expect him to do something like that because he's definitely like the kind of person who would.
Hey Henry, we gotta investigate 411.
Investigate 311.
Ah, shit, that's the meme. I fucked it up.
Get owned.
Yeah,
I'm just here to correct your awful quotes.
I'm just slightly off. I think that's like my superpower is being slightly off on a quote.
Yeah. Have an approximate knowledge of many quotes.
It's great. I could work for mainstream media and just misquote people.
Yeah, I could interview Bernie live on air, quote him, and then have him correct me.
Perfect. Do you know Bernie once told me that I can't run for president because I am a woman?
I thought it was because you had a demon voice and people wouldn't vote for you.
Hey, vote for me. Spaghetti and meatballs.
I wanted to talk about. I've been seeing so many Bloomberg ads.
Gosh,
as I'm watching YouTube videos, and it just makes me laugh every time.
I was downstairs earlier and like a Bloomberg ad came on, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I know.
It's like him talking about like, how like progressive he is and like how he's gonna like turn back the carbon. Like, it's like, what are you talking about? You're Bloomberg, dude. All you're gonna do is stop and frisk black people. Hilarious. Oh, but so I saw a video on Twitter today that like that was like posted on like his media on Twitter, and it was it was like him being like, "Hey, I could use some ice cream," and then like a hand comes in from like out of the shot and gives him some ice cream, and he takes a bite and he says, big gay ice cream."
What?
I don't know.
Who?
I don't know if I could find it. But it was supposed to be like an LGBT like ice cream or something, and it's like the most cursive video of being like, big gay ice cream.
Big gay ice cream.
It was something like that. Let me see if I can find it.
Wowie.
I want to see if I can
you
find
gotta
it.
Play that clip.
Oh god, it might take me a hot second to try finding this. Bloomberg.
That's okay. In the meantime, we can end the podcast by saying, subscribe, like, hit the bell icon, leave a comment saying that you hope us the best, but you're not going to watch anymore because we said that a woman can't be president.
Well, I guess we're never gonna get their votes now that we said that, Henry.
No.
So do you want me just to clip in the video, or do you want me to try playing it through my audio real quick so you can experience it?
Just send it to me on Discord.
We'll have a hard chuckle, and you guys can see it right after this episode. Anyway, do we need to do any more outro stuff, Henry?
No, I think that was good. Like we insulted women. What what else do you need to say?
Hey, it's me, Mike
No,
Bloomberg.
stop.
Where's my ice cream?
It's even better with your demon voice.
Big gay ice cream. All right, that's the end of it.
All right. You want me to hit stop?
Yeah, sure.
Where's my ice cream? Ah, thank you. Big gay ice cream is the best.